Hello and welcome to Chattercade Podcast, where we break down and review a movie while overall, trying to have fun, but of course this time around, not so much because it's mediocre. I'm your host, Drag King Thomas Shoes.
Right, Malik. Alex is not here. He's gone.
He's
Rest
here
peace.
in editing.
Yeah, it's very. We had to bleep out all the racist slurs he did, and honestly, we just quit him out of the entire video instead, and just everything in the end. He's really horrible to work with, honestly. Almost like this film.
Almost. He's
Almost.
way worse. Obviously, today we're discussing Transformers: Age of Extinction, number 4. It was released in 2014, 3 years after the end of the Shire trilogy, which is the longest gap for a Transformers movie by a whole year. The movie this time focused on a new protagonist and, other characters that are brand new. No one were coming back from the old ones. So they have to help the Autobots deal with a rogue government agency who are trying to hunt them down because of the Chicago attack, because how deadly that was. And to make matters worse, they've teamed up with a Transformer, not Decepticon or Autobot, a Transformer who's a bounty hunter called Lockdown. And of course, it wouldn't be Transformers without being directed by Michael Bay.
As you will see, throughout the entire fucking film, there is so many fucking Michael Bay shots. The amount of slow motion and fucking explosions. No wonder this film was the longest.
Of course, Michael Bay directed the movie Pain and Gain, which probably obviously directed Wahlberg first time, which is probably why he's in this, and the movie 13 Hours, a war film.
I like this film. A lot of pain, and it felt like fucking 13 hours.
So, okay, talking less than 13 hours, let's just go straight into this.
Yeah.
I think the easiest way to quickly sum this up, Hayden, is a simple way of doing this. First 2 hours, mediocre.
Yeah.
Last 40 minutes, action entertaining.
Basically, yeah, that's the best way to do it. They did all the good stuff at the end and missed the mark on everything else. You basically make a film that's supposed to be based on the dinosaur Transformers. One of the probably would have made the most money, marketing all those, and you leave them for the last fucking 40 minutes.
Well, people had been asking for them for 2 movies.
It would have been cool to tell the entire plot around them. I mean, learn more about the history and that. Not the last 40 minutes, and then they're only used as comic relief in the next one. It's a very they had a missed opportunity. Basically, it was just a missed opportunity. They could have done it more based on them, and not just have them as, oh look, they're in the film. Look at the film, and then spend most of the time doing the fucking nanobot Decepticons instead. And the human side of it is hit or miss. There's some funny moments, but then it gets ruined by, like we mentioned last time, it gets ruined by it being completely new characters. We have no emotional weight to. The only we do is basically Bumblebee and fucking Optimus Prime, and that's basically it.
And Ratchet for about 5 minutes, if that.
Yeah, Ratchet as well, but yeah, everyone else is basically brand new people, brand new Transformers. We've got no connection to it, and the stakes aren't really, don't feel like they're there. I mean, it's as we mentioned before, it would work so much better being using a recurring character from the previous films as the main character. But we talked mostly about that last time. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. Since actually I've got a fucking
I
blood
was gonna
spot on him.
say, all right, Alex, calm down.
But yeah, they pretty much this entire film is a missed opportunity. For the best way to explain it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
There is a lot of positives I do take from this.
Yeah, like there's some good comedy moments.
That, and obviously, I like Lockdown. I thought he's probably one of
Yeah,
my favourite sort of Transformers bad guys because of the fact he's not Decepticon. He's his
yeah,
own thing.
green.
He's
He hasn't got blue eyes. He hasn't got red eyes. He's got green eyes.
that, and he hasn't got an Autobot symbol. He hasn't got a Decepticon
Okay.
symbol. He's got the Lamborghini symbol.
Yes, he got the Lamborghini symbol, and he was basically helping KSI. I mean, come on, seriously. Did no one make the connection? Seriously, it's
even
like,
even Alex made it. He messaged me about that joke.
yeah, like we got the big bad science company called KSI. Let's use the alien they're working with. Give him a fucking Lamborghini. Come on, seriously.
It's his allegiance. His allegiance is Lamborghini.
Uh, yeah. God, what's fucking next? Fucking Logan Paul going to be helping the Autobots.
Obviously, some other good points as you say. Dinobot's probably the strong point coming from this, especially the last 40 minutes.
The design's really good, and they are cool to watch. Like
Yeah.
the whole animalistic side they've got.
The new designs for Optimus and Bumblebee, they're quite cool. Obviously,
Yeah.
Optimus comes into it as like this wreck, and then gets this new design and new like built because obviously he's got the knight armor on his arm now.
Yeah, the
Bumblebee
gauntlet.
has like two designs. He obviously has that black sort of stealthish design that obviously you use him for like deep cover, and then he has the sports car, which is like really cool. New mask, new weapons, sweet.
Definitely. But then there's also on the other side, there's the bad redesigns. Like, I don't like the Galvatron design. I don't know if you do, but honestly, I didn't like it. To me, it felt too just chunky, really.
See, obviously, if you look at the animated one we watched, obviously when they changed him from Megatron to Galvatron, they did like a new cool new color scheme. They gave him new everything basically. Yeah. Whereas this, they just kept him as a Megatron style, but gave him a truck.
It looks like a truck, chunky Megatron. That's really it. With a weird, like yellow, fucking chest thing. It just looked.
Yeah, they didn't really change his design well as like they did when in the animated version.
Yeah.
So I agree with you there. It's too close to Megatron. It needs to be a tad bit more different. I like the idea they went for with this instead of obviously because the animated one they went for the whole obviously Unicron turning him into basically just a new machine basically. Whereas this they're trying to make their own Optimus and it's failing because they're using Megatron and Sentinel's head. So it's, and Megatron's still alive, so he's just making himself a new body. But there is, I do agree with you on that aspect of it. What else have I got? That's good, boys. Obviously, as we stated before, the Mark Wahlberg side of it is hit and miss.
Yeah.
But I said to you, I like the whole family relationship side because obviously in the previous trilogy we dealt with obviously Sam's parents barely like having an effect on obviously the plot line as much. But obviously you saw the relationship between obviously them and Sam when it came to it. Whereas this obviously it's all the way through because obviously the dad trying to protect his daughter. So I do like that aspect of this film. But it's kind of kicking the balls to the fact that just goes out the window in the next film.
Oh yeah,
like, he's the only. That's the thing. Obviously they built up. They spent like fucking 2 hours building up all these new characters, and only Mark Wahlberg comes back. All the other ones get shafted out of it. The other one is fucking Stanley Tucci, but he plays a different character. He plays Merlin in the next one rather than the science billionaire, whatever the fuck he is in this one.
Yeah, I mean, literally, like the concept is a great idea of it being the parent we're focusing on, and the child is the one that they're like trying to protect. That would be a great concept instead of like it's a teenager and the love interest. Like it's literally the entire like put on a spin, but it's the character that they chose, I think, like, because he's like, because he is a random new character, and they've got to build up the entire film. Like, it does kind of ruin it. I mean, like, as I keep saying, it would be better to have used a previous established character. And because it just really does impact the film here. Like, the weight of them, and just, it probably what makes this film feel so long as well is because we're having to rebuild random new characters. And I think the pacing and it does get impacted by this.
Like it is
But
it is the longest
yeah,
franchise at 2 hours and 40 minutes, I think it is.
but then of course, on the other side, they do good with introducing new like Transformers. Like the new ones, they're all pretty fun characters, and like especially Hound,
Yeah, Hound. John
amazing.
Goodman is just a great
Proper,
actor.
he's
I
actually
say because
proper like
if you think about it, after the last one, we lost
comedy.
Ironhide. For the fact, and he
Yeah,
was the big guns. He was everything. So that's the thing with this one. We've only got two OG Autobots less than, or Transformers in general. It's just Optimus and
yeah.
Bumblebee because Ratchet dies within the first like 15 minutes. And obviously all the other ones that we've known and loved throughout the first three movies have either died in those movies or have died between the third and fourth. So we're basically just
Yeah.
left with two. So obviously that is why obviously all these new Transformers have to come in because obviously I say Hounds had to come in. Drift, I believe, is the Japanese one.
Yeah.
I don't remember the green one, but obviously he's the same voice actor from a different Transformer last time, but it's a new one. He's had to come in. He's like, you know, he kind of reminds me when he's got his like, one lens on. He's got like a jewel or something checking it out. Kind of reminds me of one of those sort of guys.
Yeah.
And obviously Decepticon wise, obviously Galvatron, Stinger, which is basically just Bumblebee, and whoever the fuck the other ones are, I don't really know.
The other ones are really basically just like mindless drones. Like even
Yeah,
Stingo is a mindless drone. There's no like personality to those villains. Like Galvatron is basically a B-set Megatron, and they don't have any feel to them. Like it would have been so amazing, like if he was rebuilding his old team and it had their personalities with them. Because all these guys have been made from dead Autobots and dead Decepticons. It would have been cool if they had some of their personality in it, and not just only his personality in it. Everyone else is they're all dead, but Megatron's personality, no, he survived. The rest all died, but he survived. I mean, it's just
yeah, I got what you're saying.
they missed a lot of stuff they could have done. They just instead of it being mostly just big budget CGI battle with droneless random robot things.
I got another negative for you.
Yeah,
The
go
amount of
on.
fucking product placement in this movie. It's like
Oh my
taken to
god,
the extreme.
yeah.
Got what Bud Light. What's the one we had early on? Everyone,
Um,
everyone really early on.
oh,
Oh, cause it shows how long this film is. It's just gone.
it was the Beats one.
Yeah,
Beats pill.
the beats by Drake. She made the Dre joke.
Yeah, the
That was
Victoria's
it.
Secret.
My Little Pony.
My Little Pony, yes, My Little Pony.
Um,
Oh, fucking hell.
there's a,
Lamborghini, obviously, the big
yeah,
one.
Lamborghini's a big
Car
one.
one's a wall, but that's to be expected. Like the car ones,
Yeah,
I'm okay with because it's Transformers.
yeah,
And you expect
they have
it,
to have like that. Yeah,
but you don't really need it with fucking Dr. Dre, Victoria's Secrets, and all the random shit I could find. There's an Oreos one. Could the vending machine.
well, they have to have a vending machine. They had the freaking Mountain Dew in the first one.
So there has got Oreos.
And I'm assuming it's God knows numerous sort of Chinese products,
Yeah, because that's the
the
end is
drink,
always
and obviously
China.
yeah, the last 40 minutes are basically Beijing.
Oh.
So yeah, this is like the extreme level of product placement.
Yeah, this film is basically Michael Bay at his most extreme. If we've got the most explosions,
Most
the
slow-mo.
most slow motion, most product placement, I don't think the only thing that is not the most of it is not the most like of him sexualizing, because the main female character is supposed to be 17.
That
So,
never stopped him in Megan Fox.
well, yeah, but Megan Fox, as the actual actress, was older. I think in his mind, it's okay to sexualize her, but I'm guessing she's quite young, so they still do,
I don't know.
but
The
it's not a lot.
the only film I've ever seen her in before, this was that crappy Last Airbender movie.
Oh god,
She was
don't, we don't talk about that
she was
film.
part of the last act of that. She's like one of the main major characters at the. Actually, no, she wasn't. Tell a lie. She was the main water one. She was fucking. Name's gone from my mind. She had her own spin-off in there. Cora. Is it Cora?
That's Cora's the
The water one, isn't it?
trying to think if because technically the spin-off one's not her. The spin-off one is her granddaughter, I think, or something like that.
You know I'm on about that, right?
Yeah, I know who you're on about.
It's just been a while since I watched that show, so I can't fucking remember.
The one who, I'm pretty sure she's the one who fucks him.
Yeah, that one. I'm
Yeah.
pretty certain she played her in that.
Uh,
What else have I got on my notes here? Uh, they've replaced Linkin Park after 3 movies, so it's our first non-Linkin Park Transformers theme song in the background. So obviously the first 3 had Linkin Park, and just like the third film, ditching Megan Fox, the new one ditches Linkin Park. They gave them one last shot and then they ditched them, and went with Imagine Dragons for a single film. And just like those ones, the exact same beat kicks in every now and again. Like, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
You just hear it in the background every now and again. It's the level of the second Transformers of hearing the same is it Green Day?
Yeah.
And
the
the Linkin Park New Divide song. It's the same situation here.
To be fair though, I think Linkin Park probably been better than Linkin Park. Imagine Dragons probably been so much better with the next film.
Yeah.
Because there's the dragon.
Yeah, it's a different band now, I think, again.
Funny. But
We're saying it's a different band.
Yeah, the music in this film is a bit unforgettable. All of it. Like, I wouldn't listen to the soundtrack. Like, sit down and listen to it, you know what I mean?
I have listened to the soundtrack this week. There's only about fucking 4 tracks on there.
Really?
I literally downloaded the soundtrack on Amazon Music, and there's literally only about 4 soundtrack songs on there.
Jesus Christ.
My favourite was probably the Lockdowns theme. That was it. There's literally only 4. They have really good beats, but there's only 4 tracks the entire for a 2-hour 45 film, like 40-ish film. To just have 4 tracks and an Imagine Dragons song played about 3 times.
Yeah.
I think they reuse a lot of the old sort of ones, because if you notice, the sort of more known Transformers theme from the other ones appears at one point, so I'm assuming they're just reusing a lot of old tracks rather than doing new shit.
Well, if that doesn't seem like Transformers, I don't know what does.
But I was with this one. I do like the continuation of the idea from the last film, where we saw obviously the human and the bad guys working together, but this time it's like on a larger scale, because essentially Lockdown isn't meant to be a full bad guy. He's meant to be a sort of bounty hunter. He's not meant to be like a Decepticon villain. He's meant to be someone who cleans up the mess and hunts down both kinds.
Yeah.
He's not biased. He will, obviously, because that's what he's been doing with this obviously government agency. He's been hunting down every Autobot, every Decepticon for them. So I like the aspects, obviously, of a government agency working with a bounty hunter to bring down both kinds. Because obviously we had this talk of last time where obviously the humans ditched the Autobots, and they were like, and it was just like it's a stupid idea for the fact that the Decepticons are still going to reign supreme. If it wasn't for the Autobots, it'd be over. But obviously this time round, it's the idea of this bounty hunter doesn't give a shit about humans. He won't obviously invade and destroy like Decepticons will. He just wants to do his job, kill, and go back home. And obviously the humans this time around want to clear the playing field entirely, so then they can bring in their own sort of drones to defend the planet. So I like that aspect of humans and a villain. Obviously, he's attacking Autobots, so for us, he's a villain.
Yeah.
Especially after he blew away our boy Ratchet.
Basically, he's the movie's villain, but in the universe, he's not a villain.
Yeah, he's not really a bad guy.
Yeah, he's basically just like he's a neutral party. Like in D&D, he's basically just true neutral.
Yeah,
He's more for his own games. He's not there for.
he just does what his boss says.
He's not here for power. He's not here for like to protect the good. He's there to just do a job. It doesn't matter who gets in the way. Like he's been told to take Prime, so that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, kind of like characters like just like Deathstroke and like those sort of assassins. They are bad, but they have their own agenda a lot of times, and they're usually working for someone. They're not like the ones that essentially like are the brains, the ones that want to control everything. They're the ones that just have a job, do their task, and that's it. They're done. They've got what they want, and obviously he's sort of coming. What he gets from this is the fact that he's just annihilated Autobots and Decepticons. He's just killed some Earth folks. That's his gain.
It's a bit like the comic Lex Luthor. Like not like an outright villain going around like ha 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 overpowering it, like doing his own little games, like not manipulating behind the scenes shit like that. Like not going strictly for I'm gonna take over the world. It's more of I'm just gonna do my own thing, do my job, do what I want to do. I might take over a bad guy, but that's for my own personal gains. So it's like not truly evil, but not truly good either. Just neutral.
Basically, yeah. Okay, I got another positive. I really like the intro, and obviously it shows like prehistoric times. Craig's fighting with his siblings for food at the dinner table, and the aliens bomb the planet, and obviously transformium. Is it the fucking metal called?
I think it is, yeah.
Something like really lame like that. Obviously gets created and whatnot. I really like seeing obviously the normal dinosaurs, like the robot ones. I thought it was quite cool.
Mm.
So I got, oh, I'm just going off my note here. Two dads chilling. The bit when Cade's complaining about his daughter, obviously getting all cuddly with that a boyfriend, and Optimus is there like, I've been through this with Bumblebee. I like that.
This idea of Bumblebee as little cars driving around, floating over cars.
I like seeing this, obviously, because obviously, if you think about it, this is sort of the first time, and even the next one, like Optimus has been a bit more fatherly towards Bumblebee, because you never really saw that in the previous ones. So obviously, you saw Bumblebee being essentially just like a guardian protector. You never really see Optimus as the father towards him. Whereas these sort of words straight up point him out as like he's a dad figure towards Bumblebee, which is cool.
Definitely, he explains as well as like why he's always choosing to get Bumblebee to safety. Oh, yeah, you protect Shia LaBeouf while we go fight.
While he destroys his own career.
Yeah. It's like keeping away from abusing people and drugs and that kind of shit.
Oh, Bumblebee, what have you done? Go protect Mark Wahlberg. It's fine. He's got his career set in stone. He's not going to destroy it again.
Well,
introduce Infinite. But yeah, it's quite an interesting like idea and concept of seeing Optimus as sort of like a dad. His dad bod.
Yeah, it was definitely fun seeing that like dynamic. think one of those things that it's nice to see it more like explored. Probably, but obviously, I don't think we'll get that in the next film.
No.
But oh well.
But
But it's like, remember we said like it would be cool to have Bumblebee be the bad guy in this film.
yeah, like he was Stinger.
Yeah, then get him redeemed and stuff. That would also be cool. But obviously, it wouldn't work with the plot.
Yeah.
But we can work around that. We can edit the plot, make it work.
So that's what you got to do, really.
Yeah, because obviously we know if he did die, he would have been salvaged and would just be a part of
Yeah.
Megatron's bad guys.
He would have been literally Stinger would have been making more sense.
Made from him, basically.
Yeah. Agreed. What else is the bit I was going to talk about? So covered all that. Oh, obviously, one thing that you see early on when obviously Optimus finally comes back out is obviously I was pointing at the fact that he never really aims to kill in terms of people. He always shoots beside them, bang, they all fly around, and he's done that for 4 movies straight. But then right at the end, he literally purposely aims and shoots a human to save Cade, which is obviously new. We've never seen Optimus kill a human before, and we've now got to see him shoot Kelsey Grammer.
I think it's basically because obviously at this point he's basically tired of humanity.
Yeah.
Like he didn't want to kill him, but
They've killed his friends.
yeah,
They've killed his family.
This man is responsible for the death of so many of his friends, his people, that he's not holding back now.
Yeah, and obviously when he's seen Cade, who's helped him, being attacked and almost killed, he's snapped and said, fuck this shit, bang.
Yeah. Under one of my friends are going to go, I'm not having this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because even all the best good guys, they were always they can always snap at one point and kill someone.
I'm sorry, Superman's done it countless times.
Yeah.
Batman's always doing it.
Yeah, his code is we don't kill, we just brutally
Nosh off Catwoman.
Cripple people, make it so that they basically want to kill themselves because they're now crippled, disabled, whatever they want.
That's why I love playing the I think it's Arkham Knight, when you can just run people over the Batmobile and you're just like, yeah, I don't aim to kill. Boom. Sorry, it's okay. I just tasered him. My Batmobile's coated with a taser. He's not moving. He's on the ground. He's fine. He's okay. Even Spider-Man's the best. When you play a Spider-Man game, you can kick people off roofs. And he's like, oh, it's fine. I don't kill people. Oh, he's gone. especially when you use the special webs that shoot really far. It's like an impact sort of thing. It just zips them as far back. If you aim it at someone at the edge of a roof, they'll just sling straight off. And he's like, yeah, I don't kill. Yeah, that guy's not gonna survive fucking falling from a skyscraper.
But yeah, it's some heroes they do they snap and they would kill. All it takes is just that one low moment, and that's the point. Until this point, Optimus has always been this honourable fighter.
Yeah, because even there's one thing when I think it's when he just beats Lockdown. He says honour till the end or something like that.
Yeah, having how he's always seen fighting, because he will kill other Transformers because he sees them as
it's his own. Yeah, it's his own people. It's his own race. It's
his responsibility.
Yeah.
Whereas humans, you probably see them as they're still evolving. Even the bad ones, they deserve a chance to change. And then they die. And then, of course, at this point, he's pretty much sick of humanity. He sees the good ones, but the bad ones, I think he's just given hope on.
Yeah.
Some just don't change. That's how he sees it.
Agreed.
So it's always good to explore different angles of the same character.
Yeah, which obviously is something they do drastically in the next one when they follow a more evil Optimus,
Oh yeah.
which is an interesting concept.
Mm.
But it's just not handled
Still
as
more.
well.
Yeah, it's
Um,
a good concept if done well.
and in a good
If
film,
not done
which is
well, it
not.
becomes cashing cheesy.
Yep. I think I've covered all my stuff. Do you want to do favourite moments so we don't have to talk about this film as much?
I think the favourite moment definitely got to be when Otis comes in riding Grimlock. I fucking love.
We are in sync, woman.
I
My
know.
my note says favourite moment: Optimus rides Grimlock into battle.
It's so fucking cool concept, isn't it? Like fucking riding a T Rex, big gigantic robot T Rex. It's amazing.
And obviously, on top of that, you also got a Drift, and obviously the other one on top of a Spike, and I can't remember the other fucking ones. I can't even remember Spike and Grimlock off the top of my head. But you get my point. Obviously, they're all riding in behind him. You got the flying, you got the one in the air as well. It's just
Strafe,
amazing scene.
Strafe, Slug.
Slug is the
T Rex.
no Grimlock's T Rex.
Uh, no, they're not T Rex. Triceratops, I meant.
Yeah, I think Spike's the one with all this massive, obviously the massive amount of spikes on his back.
Yeah, the
And
Carnosaurus, I think. And then obviously Strafe is the pterodactyl,
yeah,
the two-headed pterodactyl.
yeah. Who's involved in a very heavy slow motion scene with Bumblebee. I don't know if
Definitely.
Alex has done anything for this. If he has, I'll insert it. If not,
Fuck it.
I only really glanced at his rating just so I can know what to do with the overall. So but I can't believe it's so in sync on a. Oops, I accidentally opened Photoshop. I didn't mean to do
almost
that.
like almost like we've been both been saying that our favorite parts of the film is when the dinosaurs come in.
Hold on, I accidentally opened. There we go. Sorry, I accidentally opened Photoshop. I was trying to click OBS and I clicked Photoshop instead. But yeah, I can't believe it. We're so in sync for a change. Is this like the first time we've been as majorly in sync since we're giving like the same ratings for the Jaws sequels?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow, that's like a year ago. Jeez.
Jeez.
Okay, let's get straight to the ratings then. I think, as we said, the easiest way to sum it up: 2 hours of mediocre character building of characters that you half care about, half don't. You can half not care about because only one comes back in the next one, which
Yeah.
is a shame because it would have been interesting to see them develop the family relationship a lot more. And obviously we have that 40 minutes of action-packed dinosaurs, him going to town with his many, many guns, grenades, Stanley Tucci complaining because he's carrying a bomb around, and a lot of slow motion and product placement for it. This is probably the most it's been in this franchise. Like the last one had a bit more than like some of the other ones, but this is like the pinnacle of Michael Bay slow motion in Transformers.
Facing Michael Bay fucking jacking off, doing anything every 5 seconds, like, come on, more slow motion.
So if I was to
Oh.
give this like a rating out of uh 10, obviously, I think the highest I could go, which is due to rounding, would be probably a 6. It is mediocre, which was like would be like maybe like a 5.5, but obviously instead of rounding down, because obviously it would round down, but that if it wasn't for that last 40 minutes, that last 40 minutes was shit. It'd definitely be a 5 or below. But because the last 40 minutes is very entertaining, it has to be a 6 from me.
See, with me, how I see it is like I see the first 2 hours as being a hindrance to it, like a bigger hindrance. Like pretty much, I would give 4 points specifically for the last 40 minutes, then 1 point for the comedy, and that is it. So I'd give it a 5 because the rest of the rest of that 2 hours is basically it's like biting in to I bring a massive bag of crisps and you get like a few crisps in it. It's like all the air goes out and there's the 40 minutes of content. So yeah, I don't give it a 5.
Okay. The magic of editing. Alex is inserted now.
Hey everybody, it's me, Geeky Bear. I'm not actually on this episode properly, but I'm here. Anyway, we don't want to talk about that, do we? Because I usually just sit there and do jack shit anyway. But here's my conclusion for the film, an overall rating. Because if I don't do this, I will... Yeah, you have my opinion on all the Transformers films, because I only usually get to see 1 or 2 films. So, yeah. It's going to be good to have the actual big universe in me, because, yeah, I don't normally get to see them all. And this is the first time I've seen this film, like the last one. I never saw the last one. Anyway, my overall for this film is pretty decent, I'm not going to lie. I may have fell asleep at the end. But we don't talk about that, okay? No talkie about the sleepy, because I'm a sleepy boy. Yeah. My favorite character for the film was Hound. I love him. He is me as an Autobot, but a lot more likable and funny. But yeah, he is great. He is also my nominee for the, I believe it's the VIP. VIP? VIP. Yeah. Put a bit of him over the toilet after you've had a shite. Perhaps the smelling, right? Anyway. Yeah, he was the comic relief for the film, in my opinion, as well as the old rich man. Please put name here because I forgot it. Because I am good at remembering names and making you do more work. Why are you friends with me? Anyway, I thought it was pretty good. There was a bit of a letdown, like with the daughter. I don't remember any of the names. Can you tell? I had to ask Tom about what his name was. Hounds. And that was it. I thought it was a pretty interesting take on it, on like the main protagonist of the film. Like, yes, it's Optimus, but like, I'm the human. Like a tinker, likes to fix stuff. It's basically like the first film where Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf were just into one. An older gentleman with daughter. But yes, he was pretty okay. He was not as bad as I was expecting from what I've been told about the film. Yeah. He's no Shia LaBeouf from movie 1 or 2. What are you gonna do, huh? There was no parents for the film. There's no mojo for the film. Very big sad. Very sad. It's gonna knock it down a few points. And this is the most I've actually spoken about a film. That's because we usually talk about it. And yeah, it's interesting. Like, I like the spaceship scenes. There's pretty interesting new dynamic to the film. Not just on Earth in a desert or on Earth in a city. It kind of took it to a different planet, I guess, because it's a spaceship. Bringing the Dinobots in, they look fucking great. They look brilliant. I love the Dinobots. They were mint, fucking mint. But yes, Dinobots were great. They help. It would have been fucking good if Optimus was able to turn the little robot dog at the very beginning into an Autobot or something. Like, just think of it. Just like, how funny would that be? like I'm calling the police now. Then like, it's just like a little transformer bee. Yeah. But I have a dog in the film, even if it's not a real one. Sorry, I'm filming this after I've watched the film. Overall for the film, not as good as the other ones. Better than 3 for me. So yeah, I'm gonna give it about. I'm gonna say a 7. I can't really give 0.5s on Dragon King's Cave. So it's gonna be a 7. Like, it's overall decent. It's better than like from what I thought I was gonna think. I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be a shit film. I did think it was a bit dragged out at some points. But that's Transformers film. They're like dragging it out anyway. But yeah, like I do. I like dragging things out, like I'm dragging this video out. Yes, it was very dragged out for me. Which made some scenes a bit too long and boring. But yeah, 7 out of 10. And back to you, Dragon King. See you next week.
Wow, I can't believe Alex said that.
Whoa.
God, that is offensive, Alex. I'm calling the police.
But I will say one thing though. He's made it easy for me because his score, adding to our scores, gives Transformers: Age of Extinction a Chattercave overall rating of 6 out of 10. Middleman again. Okay, the MVP award this week, because we just already stated he's the best character in this movie. He's got to be Hound, played by John Goodman. He's obviously he brings the comedy, brings the action. He brings everything. I think one of my favourite quotes from him is when he's like, "I'm a fat ballerina." It does some. He says he does something and slits throats.
Yeah, I think it's like he scalped face and slits throat.
Yeah, something like that. He's just like the best character. And obviously, he's a worthy replacement for Ironhide.
Definitely.
And the runner-up, well, to be fair, there's not really any great characters in this movie apart from Hound. Obviously, even we couldn't really like pick one, so this is more like just like for joke purposes. Obviously, we had one choice, which was the guy from So I've Got No Head. But because it's you, I thought I'd give it to the character Darcy Terrell, played by Sophia Miles, just because you love Thunderbirds.
Yeah, fucking Lady P.
Yeah, most of the characters that come into this movie suck. There is some good Autobots in it, but for joke purposes, we have to give it to one of these two. Plus, they're English. That always helps.
Against the English characters. So if you want to be on the, if you're MVPs, you can be British. Yes.
Yes. Go on, Hayden. You know what time it is now.
Of course, time for the segment that Michael Bay pays me for, the Michael Bay Awards. Now, as we stated, for its entire film, it is basically just chop load of slow motion jerk off. So literally, there's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, you got the car scene. You got the Bumblebee scene at the end.
Yeah.
But I know which one you're going with.
Going for is probably the most Michael Bay I think I've ever seen ever. The only thing it's missing is Megan Fox purely. But without Megan Fox, even without her, it is still the most Michael Bay thing ever. It was literally the longest slow motion scene I've ever seen, with the fucking showering of explosions, and fucking fire and fucking
when lockdown's grenade goes off.
Basically, lockdown's grenade. First one, he's just fucking. He's literally like Michael Bay ejaculated explosions.
It's very similar to the Revenge of the Fallen missile drop, but it's
so much more explosions.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say more explosions. It's just because how slow-mo it is, I think.
It's more slow motion, but it's more like bright, like massive flash explosions. Then, of course, it's also where the
character dies.
Guy from Deadpool, the Emoji Movie dies. But yeah, that's what I'd give it to.
Yeah, it's the pure. It's just pure Michael Bay slow motion. Okay. So my question of the day this week is: instead of continuing on with the main timeline, which they did, would you like to see them focus more on spin-offs? So I don't mean like solo spin-offs, like the Bumblebee one, for example. I mean like the spin-offs to expand this universe a lot more, like some more like other teams, like of Autobots and shit. So because obviously the last movie, the third one, would have been a decent way to end the Michael Bay ones because it was a fitting end. There wasn't anything that was there that could have said it to go on any further because obviously Megatron and Starscream were both dead and pretty much it was all over. So it would have been a nice fitting way. So like a good example I can make is like a Bumblebee joins another team of Autobots on Optimus's orders, or even leads a team like he does in some of the animated shows nowadays. Or even the Cybertron prequel, which they've been talking about for fucking years, and obviously explaining obviously their origins a bit more, and obviously showcasing their planet a lot more. So basically, more spin-offs instead of Michael Bay's main story? Question mark.
I would like to see a spin-off purely on the dinosaur ones. Like if they like, obviously it will could be like them and like maybe them and Bumblebee or something, or like some kind of new human character they introduce that goes alongside them for like a couple of films. Quite fun to see how they like interact. They could be a lot more like animalistic and completely different to the other ones, which are all gun-toting. It would be quite fun to see them because they were, like we said, they were the best part of this film. And in the next film, they are basically underused.
Yeah.
Like it's a fucking travesty how underused they are in the next film. And it would be really cool to give them some justice, I think, from like a full film, or even just a fucking like show series, like now, because we've seen what Disney Plus can fucking do. You imagine like same budget but for a Transformers, like
So, 'cause
CGI.
there is a Paramount Plus that is
Mm.
the one obviously Paramount who made this, that is their streaming service in America. So
Yeah.
they have
But
their own.
if they did their own show based on the dinosaur ones, it would be, I think, quite interesting because they give them even longer time to showcase the characters. They could even like have them like actually talking like they do in the cartoons.
Yeah. Even if they get rid of the fucking the stupid, obviously them like, speaking the same name over and over again. Even they got rid of that and just had them talk. So obviously, I can't remember which series it is, but there's a series a couple of years ago of Transformers with Bumblebee was leading like a team and Grimlock was a part of it, and he was speaking normally. He didn't have the whole me Grimlock sort of situation. He spoke normally, so it would have been. I like the idea of having them all talk like as they were just like normal Transformers.
Yeah, it's like you have them talking like the Hulk in Avengers Earth Mighty Heroes. It's still quite like not as like
Bright.
smarty,
Yeah.
but he's still quite like he can talk kind of normally, and he might have his moments where he's like, "I'll smash this shit,"
Yeah.
or fuck this
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like Hulk strong and serious kind of stuff like that. But he also like don't talk to me or some shit out.
Yeah.
I mean, like very his own character, and it'd be cool to see Grimlock be his own character instead of just being raw dinosaur.
Yeah.
That would be cool about to like expand on that more. So yeah.
Give us more spin-offs rather than focusing on Michael Bay's timeline, which is what they're basically eradicating there.
Yeah.
Because they should have learned back in 2014. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, they should have learned. They fucking should have learned.
Yep. Okay, I think that covers everything. So that's it for Checo Podcast, and we're actually going to take a week off next week. To reflect on a few things.
Go beat up Alex.
There is that. I'm going to try and get something out on the day, try and explain stuff a bit more. But, you know, half of a reason, me and Hayden have been doing this for like a year now. So, it's, you know, a week off is a nice thing.
Yeah, definitely.
We haven't had a week off for a very long time, so it's a nice change. But yeah, so week off. We'll explain it then. But you can probably guess what's coming after that. It's very obvious. But you know, until then, I've been your host, Drinking Thomas Hughes.
And I am not looking forward to the next film.
At least we get a week off before we have to do it.
Can we do it for longer, please?
Sadly not. And this has been Chat Cave Podcast, and me, Grimlock, and friends don't speak in this movie because we're now generic dinosaurs.
Grr. Da, 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 da. I just pissed myself.